Hey everyone, it's Roto here, and I wanted to do a live video today to kind of, I guess, wrap up 2018 and see how people did for 2018 and like kind of review your year and set yourself up for an awesome 2019, right? Because I don't feel like we should have to wait. Hey Melissa, I don't feel like we should have to wait until say New Year's and hey Kimberly, and wait till New Year's to start reviewing and setting an intent for the next year. I feel like right now is the perfect time to start evaluating how 2018 went. So I'm going to do my best to keep this short and sweet because I have like a million things to do today. So really is like hey Lena, so really like the biggest thing we want to look at for like, hey, like how did 2018 go, right? Did we have goals for 2018? And if you had goals, did you meet them? And if you didn't meet them, then how come? And even if you did meet them, then how come? Right? Because then that's something that A, if you didn't meet them, then like something needs to change. And B, if you did meet them, then use that, right? Use that for 2019. Or be like, okay, so this worked. How can I make it better? So for like example, I met like I had three major goals for this year and I met all three of them. And at the same time, I feel like I could have done so much more. So now for moving into 2019, I'm going to use all of that worked this year. And then at the same time, I'm looking at like how, okay, this worked. How can I make it better? How can I be bigger and do more and make that into something bigger? So it's definitely like, even if you got everything you wanted this year, how can we duplicate that and how can we make it even better so you get even more and you get even further ahead in life, right? Because it's not only like when we like fail, that's not the only time to like course correct, right? Even if things are going good, you still got to evaluate how you did it and make sure that it's going to keep going good, right? Because nothing lasts forever. We can just do our best to keep on moving forward and in the right direction, right? So intention is really big, right? Did you set an intention for 2018? What was that intention? Did you meet that intention, right? That's a big one. And like the thing with intention, I won't get like too much into it because it's big. We always get what our intention was, right? So I mean, money is the easiest thing to talk about. Like, so let's pretend your intention that you set at the beginning of the year was to make $50,000 this year, and you only made 40. What was your real intention? Was to make 40. And right, like people will say, well, no, I said 50. Well, no, well, you got 40, so that was your intent. Because from what I've learned, and it makes sense to me, is we always get what we want. And the thing with that is that we don't always consciously make the choice of what we want, right? Our intent isn't always conscious. So we're not always aware of what our real intent is. And the way to figure this out is it's pretty simple way to figure it out is just look at your results. Because if you want to play with me and believe that we always get what we want, and you can message me later if you want to go into more detail and that kind of thing, or jump on my coaching call where I will go into it in more detail, is we always get what we want. So then look, you have to look at your results. Be like, okay, so I said 50, I got 40. Why? So the result is 40. So then it's working backwards from the result. Be like, okay, so what must be true about me that I only got 40? So if that was my real intent, why was that my real intent? Why is that what I manifested, right? So it started to look at, right? Because our lives are a reflection of who we are, right? So if we're only getting what 40 is 80% of the way, why is that? what beliefs must I have about myself and the world around me that I only got to 80% of what I consciously said. It's 100% of the subconscious, but yeah, I don't want to get into too much detail. It's kind of, so if you think about our intents and beliefs and all of that, it's kind of like if you want to think about an iceberg, which is pretty easy right now if you're in Edmonton, because it's pretty fucking cold and there's a lot of snow in that one. But if you think about icebergs, right, if you can only see the tip of the iceberg above the water, the rest of it is all below the water. Like 90% of the iceberg is below water, and we don't even see that. That's kind of how our intent and our belief systems work as well, right? 5 to 10% of it is conscious, and the rest of it is just from beliefs and all that stuff that have been formed over all the years and that kind of stuff, and we're not consciously aware of it. And the shitty part about that is that 90% is what's driving the boat. It's what's running our lives and creating our results, right? So we got to do work on being able to shine some light on what's under the water. Just going to read this comment. Yeah, that's awesome. And that's a big, that's progress, Kimberly, right? I mean, if before it was just to avoid catastrophe, and now you're actually starting to get conscious about your intention and your goals, that's huge. So definitely pat yourself on the back for that. That's big awareness on your part, and yeah, that's awesome for you. But yeah, so with the iceberg, a good way to start getting more conscious of what our intents really was, our subconscious, is look at your results. Be like, okay, I got 40, because big results are feedback, right? So this is, if you only got 40 and you wanted 50, that's feedback on where you need to work on your life, on what areas of your life you need to work on. And so, right, like there's no failure, right? This is a learning curve and a learning lesson. There's always something to be learned about yourself from everything that happens, right? So this is just what you need to work on. This is where you need to shine light on and really start getting to the root of, like, hey, why did I only get 40? What like I said, what must I believe about myself and the world around me that I only got 80% of the way, right? So if you're not getting what you consciously want, it's because you're lacking in some area. Hey, Maya, right? So, and then once we start to look at our results and the iceberg and all of that, and getting this feedback, the biggest thing is you have to be honest with yourself. You, like, when you ask that question, what must I believe about myself and the world around me, that these are the results I produced, you have to be honest with yourself, whether it fucking hurts you to say it or it hurts you to think it or whatever. Then, like, you're not, because if you just lie to yourself and say, well, no, I think I'm fucking awesome and I'm great and I'm this and that, then, like, you're going to keep thinking that, and you're going to keep getting results that give you a different feedback, right? Because if you think you're awesome and you're great and all of this shit, then you're not going to think that you need to do work, right? And if you think that, then you're not going to do the work, and you're going to keep getting the same results, if not worse, right? So you have to be honest with yourself. And this was a big thing. This was something that's helped me move forward leaps and bounds. When I started to get honest with myself, I was like, hey, fuck, like, if this is what I'm creating, then what I must believe about myself is that I'm not enough. I'm not lovable. I'm not this, I'm not that. And it did hurt. It was like, fuck, like, what happened when I was young, when I was forming my beliefs that this is what I believe, right? And it's not easy. It fucking hurts. But the good part about it is that's where the growth happens, right? It's when you allow yourself to be vulnerable and honest, it's going to pay off, because it's just, yeah, I don't know how else to say it. It's just, honesty is big when you're looking at your results and feedback from the universe. It's just, you got to get honest with yourself, or you're not going to make progress, right? So that's a big one. The beliefs, I'll touch on beliefs. Our beliefs are fully formed by the time we're 10, right? And that's what keeps running the show. And so it's definitely important to look back. And so, yeah, there's a lot more to this. I can go a lot more in depth into all of this, and just the big things I want you to take away is like, why. So did you get what you wanted this year? If not, then why? And even if you did, then why? And right, so your results are feedback, right? It's not failure, it's not you suck, it's not you're stupid, it's feedback, and that's it. It's neutral. And so what you choose to do with that feedback is what's gonna decide who you are. It's what's gonna decide what happens in 2019, right? So it's, if you got feedback, if you only got 80%, then why? Then start looking at what is true about you. And then cool, like, you find out what's true about you, then how are we gonna change that? How are we gonna move that? How are we gonna shift that? How are we gonna this and that to be able to make sure 2019 is better? Even if 2018 was fucking awesome, there's always room for improvement, right? So did you get what you want? Why or why not? What does that say about you? And what are you gonna do about it? Right? And just remember, you gotta be honest. Like it doesn't affect me if you're honest with yourself or not, right? Like, I don't see those results. It's the only person that's going to lose is you. If you don't take the courage and time to be honest with yourself and really sit down about it. So yeah, if you want to kind of dive deeper into this, this is what I'm going to talk about on my next group coaching call. And that's going to be on December 16th, sometime during the afternoon. I haven't really set a time for that yet. It's $4 US a month to get in on these group coaching calls. And to give you a little context on why you should get in on it, I spent probably like 10 minutes getting ready for this video, right? Like that's not much time, and that's kind of all the time I have to devote to these videos. I have, like I said, I have a million things to do. For the group coaching call, I spend probably a couple hours getting ready for those videos, right? So there's definitely, we'll dive deeper. There's definitely will be more value, and there'll definitely be more of an action plan, and you get a lot of attention, more attention, right? It's more interactive. Get to ask questions, and yeah. So if that's something you're interested in, I'm putting the link in the comments right now. Or even if it's not something you're interested in, maybe you know somebody. So this is it's the perfect time right now to get in on it, because there's not that many people on right now, so you'll get more one-on-one attention. And let's end 2018 on a high note and set yourself up for success in 2019. Or even too, like, another great thing is, for those of you that aren't in the integrity community, I work for Integrity Seminars. We're having a big Christmas promotion for December, and our open house is next Wednesday. So if you want to know about that, next Wednesday the 12th at 6:30 p.m. 6:30. So come out and check it out, right? Where our first course will be January 11th. It's definitely a good way to start the year, and again, right, set yourself up for success and shine some light on that stuff that's under the water that we're not consciously aware of. So send me a message if you want to know more about that, or I'll post the event in the comments as well. And yeah, I hope to see you guys sometime throughout December. Wishing you all happy holidays. It's definitely not the last video I'm doing for December, but I really felt called to do this one today. So thank you for joining me on your lunch hour or whatever you're doing, and have a wonderful day. I will see you guys next time.